Hi there! Welcome back to the 10th episode of the Sixth Position podcast. As you can see, I'm back with another video episode. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up this video episode every 5 episode thing, but for now I really like it. I like editing, at least for now since the podcast is relatively new. But I'm really excited to share with you what I have planned for today. I'm going to be revisiting one of my worst ballet competitions ever. And it's not because of the competition itself. I honestly think that the competition is great and the setup is really interesting. It's very unique. But for me, I was not mentally in a place that I was able to compete my solo. I did both my solo, Esmeralda, and I did Walpurgis Night, and I also did my contemporary. And I also did 2 group dances with my dance school. And the group dances went phenomenally. I felt really great when I was performing, but maybe it's because I haven't competed in a group dance for a while. But that was amazing. But my solo, I think it was like one of the most horrible things I've been through. It was heartbreaking. So yeah, let's just talk about that today. I actually kind of blocked out a lot of the details in my mind, but I have it all written down in this journal, so we're just going to be revisiting that. So for context, this competition is the World Ballet Competition. If you've heard of it, it's actually really, really prestigious. There's a lot of great dancers that have competed in that competition. They have won prizes, or even if they haven't won prizes, a lot of really great people have competed there. The system itself is really interesting. For my category, since I'm a senior, it's called the professional category. We have 3 rounds of competition. The first round is 2 dances. Your first ballet solo, which has to be from the list, and your second solo, which is your contemporary. And then your second round is your other ballet solo, your second ballet solo, and that can be anything that you want to do. Your third one is a repeat of your first solo. Last year, I only had 1 solo. I did Walpurgis Night, and that was not on the list, so it had to be my round 2 competition. But for round 1, it was Esmeralda, which was a variation that I had been doing for a long time. I think I started it at 14, and I was 16 last year when I competed in World Ballet Competition. I stopped for an entire year in the middle, so I wasn't competing that, and I wasn't training it at all. So it was just like the 2 weeks before I went to camp, and I just trained that every single day, and then I just went on stage and I did it. My contemporary solo was Nostalgia, which is choreographed by Shizu. It's very different from what I used to compete, I would say. I used to always do those kind of like powerful styles, but this one's very like beautiful. It's very sad. It's like bittersweet kind of feeling. 16 for me started off on a really bad note. For me, I used to make myself do things that I didn't want to do just because I felt like it would force myself to work harder. So on my 16th birthday, and I knew it would be on my birthday, but I participated in a dance competition, and I didn't actually want to compete in the dance competition. I just said yes because whenever an opportunity was presented, I felt like it was obligated that I say yes. So I didn't actually want to do it, but I went and did it anyway, and that one was also horrible. I think 16 was just like, I don't think I was ready, and I had quite hard dances, but I messed up on both of my routines, both my ballet and my contemporary. For my contemporary, I was walking on stage. It was like a very simple transition movement, and I tripped and I almost fell over. And for ballet, I was doing my fouettes, and it ended in a la seconde for Walpurgis Night, and I completely failed that. I fell over in the back, and I had 3 extra steps to kind of recover myself before I finished the ending. That was really annoying because it was literally 3 seconds from the end. Everything else was really great, and then I just fell over on my fouettes. But I mean, it was kind of expected. I didn't practice that much. From that year on, everything just went downhill. I started feeling really, really badly about myself. And it's interesting because starting from 14, I kind of had a lot of mental health struggles. I wasn't able to eat properly, and I wasn't able to rest in a way that was actually healthy for my body. So I kind of just worked really, really hard, and I thought 16 would be the end of it, but it wasn't. It actually spiraled to be even worse. I was going through a lot inside my head. And I think that was the year when I started to feel really scared when I got on stage. Some of that residue is still left inside of me when I perform on stage now, even though I like to think that I got better. Back to my really traumatic competition experience. My school just finished and I was on my way to Atlanta, which I normally go during the summer. I had 2 weeks of intensive camp, and I was rehearsing the group dance that I was in because normally I'm not from Atlanta, I'm from Houston. And every day we had like a bit of rehearsal. I think it was 1 hour and 30 minutes each for that. And then in the morning, that was in the afternoon, in the morning we had a contemporary class. So I was rehearsing with Miss Shizu. We went over like my contemporary, and then I had ballet group class, and then I also had a solo class. So it was quite a bit of dancing. I think 5 hours, but contemporary wasn't every single day. So it would sometimes be 6 hours, sometimes be 5 hours. I felt like I needed to work really, really hard to catch up and be at a good level for World Ballet Competition, which I was supposed to go to, and which I had been excited for so long. I think I've always really liked that competition because it's so unique in the sense that right after you dance, you get your score back, and it's like, it feels like the Olympics, and I feel like that's something that is really special and something that I really looked forward to when I was younger. So this was the year that my dream was supposed to come true. I was finally able to compete in this competition. So I trained every single day, but I honestly I felt horrible every single time. Every single class, especially for solo. I was struggling a lot because I wasn't able to look in the mirror. Every single class I had to have the teacher draw the curtains in the front. Some people like to do that as a practice to actually be on the stage when you don't have a mirror, but for me it was like I couldn't dance if I saw myself. I would go to class. I hated waking up in the morning, and even though I did love contemporary class, I was really tired. It was with one of my favorite teachers, and I loved having class with her, but it was tiring. I just know that waking up early in the morning at like 9 a.m. is hard when you're dancing like 5 hours every day. And I also went to Pilates after that, so that was rough. 2 weeks later, I went to competition, World Ballet Competition in, I believe, Orlando, Florida. The day before the competition was rough because I was dealing with a lot of negative comments about body image and eating. And for some people, like, maybe they're just like, whatever, I don't really care. But for me, as someone who has struggled with that since I was 14, I wasn't able to handle it. I think the thing that sets me apart from a lot of other people, I'm pretty sure some dancers can relate to this too, but I want to win so badly. Just dangle the idea of being the best in front of me, and my past self at least would do anything to get that. So that's what caused me at 14 to start doing things that were harmful. And I knew they were harmful for my body, but I would do them anyway because I just wanted to win. I wanted to fit in the standard that other people told me were acceptable for a dancer. And I thought to myself, if I did that, then I would win. I feel like that took away the most important part for me, which was my love for dance. And that's something that I'm trying to find back this year, is just learning to love dance again, the same way that I used to love it when I was young. Okay, so in the morning it was master class. I stood next to a really, really good girl, but yeah, I felt like I was okay too during open class. So I was backstage and I was putting on my costume and my makeup and stuff, and in my notebook I said that I wasn't even nervous, but I did say that I cared about the competition a lot, probably way too much, and yes, that's definitely true. It's not that I wanted to win, I just wanted to prove to myself with the live scoring that I was capable and I could do it. He said I was good, or actually he said I was perfect, but I knew that there's no such thing as perfect in dance. I think that the effort was in the sense that I thought my dancing was like down here, and he tried to like raise the bar to be up here so that it would like, I would perfectly be counterbalanced in the middle, and I would be able to see that I wasn't actually as bad as I thought. But I think that comment is what made the rest of this competition hurt so bad, and it's definitely not his fault. During the entire camp, or like when I was training La Esmeralda, I was told to work harder on the artistry. I definitely agree with that. Esmeralda is a character, and even if you don't nail all the technique. Like, you have to get that character feeling right, because she's like a superstar. Like, she is amazing, she is strong, she's confident. I tried my best to imitate that, but I think in that mental state that I was, the complete opposite of what Esmeralda was. I was not confident. I didn't feel good. I didn't even, like, Esmeralda wants people to watch her. I didn't. But I was pretending like I did. So maybe that's something that was able to be seen through that competition. On stage, I didn't nail all my technique, but it wasn't that bad. I thought I was okay. I didn't think I was that good, but it was like something that I expected. It's live scoring. So you got off stage and there's this like camera setup booth. There's like a screen in the back that says like, I love WBC. And then you're sitting here, there's one chair for you and there's one chair next to you for your coach, your friends. Everyone else who I knew from the competition, some of them were in like younger categories, but everyone else, like there's some people who got like 9, it's out of 10. Some people got like 8, and then like mostly everyone was, I want to say that like high 8, low 9 category. I was sitting there all excited. I didn't think I was perfect, but I was expecting like 8.5 maybe, because everyone else was like around in that area. I didn't think I was too bad. I thought I did okay, the same way that I did in class. They were like 7.749. Yeah. In that moment, it was like my worst nightmare had come true. I had been looking forward for this competition for like 2 years, and I was really, really excited to come. I knew I wasn't in the best mental state, but at that time I didn't really realize how important it was to be in a good mental state where I believed in myself. But yeah, for me it was like a stab right in the heart. And again, I was really immature in that moment, but I felt like everything I had ever worked for was for nothing, because I had trained for 2 intense weeks and I come here and I get the lowest score out of every single person. It was almost like a movie scene. I heard that number and I sprinted to the bathroom. I had my tutu folded, like platter tutu was folded. I ran from the back of the stage all the way to the bathroom, where I locked myself in and I just bawled my eyes out. I think the worst part of this isn't even that I had a low grade. I think a lot of people have told me that I'm not actually as bad as I think I am inside my head. So to see a score that is even lower than what I had expected, it was scary, because all of a sudden I felt like I have been lied to my whole life. I felt like, oh my gosh, what if I'm actually even worse than I see myself inside my head? And it's not even what if, it felt like it was confirmed in that moment. In 2025, I was hurt in so many ways, and there were multiple instances where I wanted to quit really, really badly. But to be hurt so badly at my last competition of the season, at my dream competition that I've been looking forward to for 2 years, it's a horrible feeling. And I remember just sitting in that bathroom and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was just sitting there and I was crying. My mascara was rolling down my face. I still had my false lashes on, I think. I think people in that dressing room who needed to use the bathroom knew that I was crying inside there, so they just, like, I think one person knocked, not to say like, hey, are you okay or anything like that. They just, they knocked to use the bathroom, and then they just was like, oh yeah, someone's in there and it's locked. So then they just moved on. It's 3 rounds. So you have round 1, you have round 2, you have round 3. And every round they cut some people. I thought I was for sure not gonna make it. I think another thing that really hurt was I saw a message that was like, oh yeah, she's screwed. Reference talking about me, like she's not gonna make it to the next round. But first round, as I mentioned earlier, it's ballet, 1 contemporary. So ballet, I thought like, oh shoot, I'm already screwed. Contemporary is supposed to be like my strong suit. At this point, I was like, I have to save myself with contemporary. So yeah, I poured my entire heart and soul into it. I tried my best. I tried so hard. Nostalgia, like that really hit me in the moment, because it was like, yeah, I wish I was a kid again so I could love dance. Personally, I think that was the best that I've ever done it. But then I was sitting by the scoreboard again. I was really hoping for a score that could save me. And I got a 7.8. And honestly, I wasn't as heartbroken as I was for ballet. At this point, I was pretty certain that I wasn't going to make it to the next round. I was quite sure that I was going to go to Disney World the next day. And I felt pretty bad, but I also didn't feel that bad because I felt like I gave it my all. And that was the best I could do. So even if you're demanding more from me, I don't have more. That's all I could give. Yeah, that night I remember just sitting in my hotel room, and my mom she had her phone out and she was waiting for like the list of people who made it to the next round. They were supposed to take 14 people, and I think I was number 12. Oh yeah, I was number 12. And then they ended up taking 16 people. They added 2 more people. So yeah, I somehow made it to the next round. And second round is Walpurgis Night, which is the dance that I've been working on this entire year. I felt a little bit better about it. It's a really hard dance. It's long, it's tiring. But at this point, I was just like, screw it. I'm not going to make it to the third round because I'm number 12. Third round is like the top, very, very top people. I wasn't going to make it. So then I was just like, screw it. They don't like me anyway. I'm just going to do my own thing. Like, I don't even care. I'm not going to make it. I just did it for fun. I went on Walpurgis Night, very energetic. I love the dance. And I came back and I was sitting on the chair with my friends, and then somehow they announced the score and I got a 9.0. I was so happy. I literally I was jumping of joy the next moment. It's such a sharp contrast between just the lowest score into like a really high score. I didn't even know what to think at this point. I thought they didn't like me, and then somehow they liked my Walpurgis Night. So I was like, yay, this is great. And then when they did the average, for the second dance, I was among the only 3 contestants who got a 9 out of all the second round, I want to say finalists. I thought there was no chance that I would even make the second round. Somehow I made it to the second round. I thought there was no chance I would make it to the third round. And somehow they took the average of round 1, which is both dances, with your round 2. So my both dances average is 7.75. My round 2 score is a 9. So all of a sudden, average together, my placement went so bizarre. I was 5th out of everyone. It really tells a story of how persistence and just carefreeness is able to help rescue you. Third round, annoying thing is, it's Esmeralda again. You have to dance a variation from that list, and Walpurgis Night is not on the list. So yeah, I was back to Esmeralda, and I was like, oh shoot, I am screwed. Scores are weird. It's really weird, because first round, I didn't think I was perfect, but I didn't think I was that bad, and I got a 7.7. And then third round, I did the same dance, same quality. I don't think it got any better. And I got an 8.2. So maybe it's very subjective. Because dance, obviously, it's artistic, it's subjective. It's funny because 8.2 for me, it sounds like it's so much better than the first round. But out of all of the third round contestants, I think I was second to last in that third round. Not average placement wise, but just in the third round, the score for my La Esmeralda was second to last. Everyone else, I think, got middle 8s, high 8s, and 9s. Honestly, I was just so glad to have made it to the third round. I didn't really care where I stood. I was just grateful to be there. And I think that shifted mindset of, no, I don't have to be the best. I'm just trying to survive here. So that was that. It was a crazy day that day, because after my solo, we had our group dance, and our group dance somehow, or not even somehow, because it's a beautiful dance. I love the dance. It's a great choreography, beautiful music, but we scored 10 out of 10 from 6 judges. So even if my solo wasn't perfect, I mean, I did get a higher score than I had originally anticipated. So yeah, that was great. But then even better was that our group dance did so well. Our Chinese dance got a 10 out of 10, and our contemporary group dance got a 9.5. point something, but it was like the first dance to go out, so getting a 9 is amazing. So yeah, we ended with our group dance getting first place. We were invited to the gala. We got like $1,000 cash prize for the school or something like that. It was great. It was an amazing experience. So fun to dance with friends. But then for our contemporary group dance, we ended up getting 5th place, which was honorable mention. That's amazing too, because there were so many beautiful group dances. My solo ended up being 7th place. I'm grateful because this experience was a whole roller coaster. I hit my rock bottom, and then all of a sudden I'm like all the way up here from getting a 9, and then it like kind of smooths out a little. I think this setup of round 1, round 2, round 3, and seeing your results immediately after your performance, it's chilling. It's a test of your mental strength, and that's something that I didn't have. I was only able to see good results, or I only wanted to see good results. I wasn't able to take bad results. This really taught me that nothing is impossible, and that if you believe in yourself, and even if you just show up, you're gonna be okay. And maybe even if it like ended up like me being kicked out in the first round, I think it teaches you how to face rejection, because in your life, you're not always gonna be the perfect person. Even if you put in the work, you might still face rejection, and you still might have your work not seen and your effort not show in your dancing, but just believing that you're gonna be okay, and that just pushing through when you really, really don't want to push through is gonna lead you to a better place. If you do happen to be free this summer, if you want to compete in the World Ballet Competition, I strongly suggest it. I think that you should always go and take a chance. Learn to deal with rejection immediately after your performance. Learn to deal with success immediately after your performance. Just testing out yourself, testing out your emotional strength, but also having your dance seen in front of people from different countries, getting to perform in front of a panel of elite judges and watch a gala by the best dancers in the entire world. It's a hard experience, but I think it's totally worth it, and you should give it a shot. Even if it turns out to be hard, know that you are growing and you are learning. With any competition, actually, that just even if you don't place, you are learning from that. If you do place, good for you, congratulations. But yeah, just learning to deal with rejection, but also learning to love yourself as a dancer. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed listening to my little story and my experience at this competition. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up and give me a 5-star review on my Spotify podcast, and just make sure to subscribe or to follow my podcast on YouTube or on Spotify. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me for the 10th episode of The 6th Position. Bye!